We live in a really strange world. We are animals wearing clothes, sitting at computers, talking into cameras. I'm just going to think really big and really extravagant and see what happens. So I'm recording this for posterity. It's Wednesday, the 24th of July, 2024, and I'm going to be headlining within 3 years to a sold-out audience.
I'm not the life of the party. I'm the light, I'm the light, I'm the...
Always with the hot drinks. Another big thing that's going on at the moment is talk of an agent for live. I have previously only worked with one person on this for a very short period of time in Bristol, and it wasn't a great fit. Didn't really do anything for either of us, so it didn't last long. I haven't been trying to get an agent. If anything, I've been talking more and more about never playing gigs in venues again because it's so difficult, so expensive. It's such a lot of headspace required to organise, to rehearse, to get everything together. And to do a show that is in keeping with what I am creating under this art project that I call Penfriend. I'm not that interested in just turning up and playing songs. There has to be more to it than that for me these days. And I hadn't allowed myself any time to dream, really. When I record songs, I'm just interested in making the most interesting thing or the most right feeling thing to me without getting caught up in earthly concerns like how would this be performed live? How many people would it need? Who do I need to get? Who would I ask? And all of that stuff. Who would drive the van? What am I going to eat for lunch? That stuff's not important to me when I'm creating music. So it hadn't crossed my mind until suggested it quite strongly and seemed very excited. And other people's enthusiasm is infectious, isn't it? I haven't had a lot of that in my career. I've had to find that inside myself. Every day I've tried to do anything towards this, being a musician, being a songwriter, being a solo artist, releasing things into the world. It all comes from me. I have worked with a few other people in the past and, well, I'm not working with them now, am I? Never really made a difference to how things went or felt. So this is a new feeling for me, the idea that a person who's doing really well professionally for himself and for his bands that he books things for, that he sees something in what I'm doing and wants to encourage me to do it more. That's really cool. It doesn't mean I'm definitely doing it. It just is something to think about. And so last night, quite late last night, I posted on Facebook just saying if I was going to play some shows in 2025 in a venue, where should that happen? Where would you come to see me? And I mean, the post went bonkers. It was 40 minutes of constant pinging on my computer, which is most unusual and really nice. Got loads of great suggestions of places, and it is really nice to feel wanted because, I mean, I just sit in this room all the time and I do my thing and I send my emails out and I do my live streams and people show up and people do respond to the things I do. But there's something about such enthusiasm coming from other people again. Oh wow, 65 people liked the comment I made saying you are making an attic-dwelling live stream hermit feel very wanted. Thank you so much. So there's some appetite for me to play shows next year, which is lovely. And I have started trying to think about how that could work. And I have started contacting my top people who I would like to have on the stage with me. And what I'm trying not to do is get dragged into, well, how am I going to afford this? Because I have to pay the people and I have to pay for the van and I have to pay for petrol and I have to pay for us to stay somewhere and I have to pay for food and all of that. Because yes, I do have to pay for all those things, but that is a future me problem. And for once, I'm going to just let myself dream. In the same way that I dream with my music, that I don't get caught up in the limitations of what people could perform live. I am just dreaming, what could the show be? If there were no constraints at all, what would my ideal presentation of my music look like and sound like? Then I can work backwards and find a way to make that happen in some way. It might not be the full thing, but it might be. And if I don't let myself dream about what the full thing could be, I'll never know what it could have been. And I'll never know what to do next to get there. And that's something I'm trying to do in all areas of my life at the moment. I've been working on it for the past few months. Manifestation, writing down goals, trying to retrain my brain out of negativity and into positivity. I know that these words, manifest, manifesting, manifestation, I know these words can be challenging for some people because it sounds like bullshit and it sounds like just crossing your fingers and hoping. And I probably would have said the same a few years ago. But I read this book called Wealth DNA recently, and the writer was saying that everything that we have in our lives, we have manifested in some way through our thoughts and through our actions. We have made particular things come to pass. You know, I own this water bottle because I bought it. I do this job because I worked very hard to get to do it. I didn't cross my fingers and hope. I did a lot of different things that led me here. I manifested this. So when I talk about manifesting, I'm talking about dreaming really, really big in a way I've never dreamed before. I've never allowed myself to think that things could be a huge success, that I could play on my favourite stages, be on tour with some of my favourite bands, things like that. I've had some really wonderful things happen to me in my music career. And I suppose, of course, all of them happened because of what I was doing in the way that I just described. I manifested those things. But what could I have manifested if I'd actually let myself dream bigger? So that's what I'm doing now. And it feels really good. And what it involves is every morning, I remember to do it, I write in the present tense all the things I'm doing in this future life where these wonderful things are happening to me. And I've talked to friends of mine who do this as well, and they said the same thing. What I find is that at the end of writing this stuff out, I don't compare that to my life now and feel sad. I just feel excited about what might happen in the future if these things come to pass I'm dreaming of and planning for. And it's a really good way of focusing my mind on what might I need to do to get to those goals and working backwards from those goals, which definitely works in productivity land. That is absolutely a technique. So yeah, it's interesting. And seeing some of the places that people are suggesting and comparing them to the places that I'm manifesting playing is very interesting because no one is saying, you know, a tiny venue somewhere because they don't like my music. I think they're just being like too realistic. I'm done with being realistic. We live in a really strange world. We are animals wearing clothes, sitting at computers, talking into cameras. I'm just going to think really big and really extravagant and see what happens. So I'm recording this for posterity. It's Wednesday, the 24th of July, 2024, and I'm going to be headlining Shepherd's Bush Empire within 3 years to a sold-out audience. Why not? Why the fuck not? Why not? Why not live in a reality where that is in my future? What difference does it make to anybody else for me to have that in my mind, other than me to feel excited about my future? Why not? Why not? Why not? Okay, back to it. Got to get my songs ready for Shepherd's Bush Empire, haven't I? Incidentally, I have played that venue twice. I played bass for Alex Parks and she played that venue. It was a really great gig, long time ago. And then I supported the Levelers at that venue as well. So it's just a hop, a skip and a jump to headlining it myself. Why not? Let's do it. I think we should do it. Will you come? Please?
I'll never get back. I'm sick of hearing that I'm too fat, I'm too boring, I'm too this, I'm too that.